Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived two cats who fell in love. Our story starts with the sun setting over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city. The buildings were tall, and the streets were clean. It was a peaceful place to live. One day, a young male cat named Oliver was taking a stroll through the park when he saw the most beautiful cat he had ever seen. Her name was Emily, and she was sitting on a bench, her fur glistening in the sunlight. Oliver couldn't help but stare at her, and he was so mesmerized by her beauty that he didn't even notice a female cat named Lucy coming up behind him. "Hello," she said. "I've been watching you," she asked. "You're new around here, aren't you?" Oliver blushed and stammered. "Oh, yes. I just moved here from the countryside." Lucy smiled and purred. "Well, you're in for a treat. This city is full of adventure and excitement." She led him through the streets, showing him all the best places to eat and sleep. Oliver was amazed by the city and by Lucy's kindness, and before long, they were best friends. As the weeks went by, Oliver and Lucy's friendship grew stronger. They spent their days exploring the city and their nights curled up together on a fire escape. Oliver couldn't remember the last time he had been so happy. He was in love with Lucy. One day, Oliver worked up the courage to tell Lucy how he felt. "I love you, Lucy," he said. "Will you marry me?" Lucy's eyes widened. "Oh, Oliver," she purred. "I love you too." They embraced, and it was at that moment that Oliver knew he had found the one. The day of their wedding was a magical one. The ceremony took place in a beautiful garden filled with lights and flowers. All of their friends and family were there to celebrate with them. As they exchanged their vows, Oliver and Lucy couldn't help but feel like this was the start of something truly special. After the wedding, Oliver and Lucy returned to their home, a cozy apartment filled with love and laughter. They were so happy together, and soon they started planning for their future. They dreamed of having a family and raising kittens of their own. And after a few months, their dream came true. Lucy gave birth to a healthy baby kitten. They named her Lily, and from that day forward, their family was complete. Oliver and Lucy were the perfect parents. They taught Lily everything she needed to know about the world, from how to hunt for food to how to be a loving and caring cat. They watched with pride as Lily grew up into a beautiful young cat. She was smart, funny, and kind-hearted. And as she got older, she started showing signs that she was ready to move out on her own. Oliver and Lucy were sad to see her go, but they knew it was time. One day, Lily announced that she had found a nice place to live, and that she would be moving out soon. Oliver and Lucy were sad to see her go, but they knew it was time. On the day that Lily was supposed to move out, a terrible storm rolled in. The wind howled and the rain poured down in torrents. Oliver and Lucy were worried about Lily, and they didn't want her to move out in such bad weather. So they told her to stay with them for a few more days until the storm passed. Lily agreed, and the three cats spent the day playing and cuddling together. It was the perfect day, and none of them wanted it to end. But as the evening approached, the storm outside began to intensify. The wind was now screaming, and the rain was coming down in sheets. Suddenly, a loud crash was heard, and then everything went black. When Oliver and Lucy regained consciousness, they were in a dark and unfamiliar place. They could hear Lily's cries in the distance, and they were desperate to find her. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find her anywhere. As the days turned into weeks, Oliver and Lucy's hope began to fade. They searched everywhere for their daughter, but they never found a trace of her. Eventually, they had to accept the fact that she was gone forever. Heartbroken and full of regret, Oliver and Lucy went their separate ways. Oliver wandered the streets, searching for food and shelter. He became a shadow of his former self, his fur matted and his eyes dull. Lucy, on the other hand, retreated to the apartment. She spent her days staring out the window, hoping to see Lily's familiar face in the crowd. Years passed, and both Oliver and Lucy grew old. They had never given up hope of finding Lily, but deep down, they knew it was a long shot. One day, however, fate intervened. Oliver was wandering through the streets when he heard a familiar meow. He turned around and saw a cat that looked exactly like Lily. Could it really be her? With trembling paws, he approached her and asked, "Are you Lily?" The cat looked up at him and purred. "Yes, it's me." Overjoyed, Oliver nuzzled her and whispered, "Oh, my sweet Lily, you're alive?" Lily explained that she had been taken by a traveling circus and had been performing for them ever since. But now that she was free, she planned to start a new life. Just then, Lucy appeared and her eyes widened in disbelief. "Lily!" she cried, rushing forward to embrace her daughter. The three cats spent the day catching up and making plans for the future. They decided to move in together and form a family unit once again. Oliver and Lucy were overjoyed to have their daughter back, and they promised to never let her out of their sight again. As the sun set over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city, the three cats snuggled up together on the couch. They were no longer the young cats that had lost their way all those years ago. They were a family that had been reunited against all odds. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their love for one another was stronger than ever before. And so their story continued, filled with love, laughter, and happiness. The end.